Yes, Paul sir will be joining soon. Yes. Kindly keep your mics in mute, and for any queries, please post on mail mywebinarfeedback@gmail.com, and also in the chats. Also, when you're posting your questions, in between the others, kindly refrain from posting thank you messages so that the questions wouldn't scroll too much. It's a little bit difficult for us. You can thank the expert definitely. We don't mind it. I mean, that's a really good thing. But when the question and answer session is going, kindly type the question and answers. We can thank in the end of the session.
And I want to thank Dr. Suresh. This is a fantastic initiative. And I can say a lot of webinar series are going on in this lockdown, but this is the best series. You are doing a great job, Dr. Veena. I'm really I want to thank you for this
Teamwork. It's a teamwork,
fantastic,
Paulji. Thank you so much.
fantastic initiative and amazing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's the support of the audience participants as well. So they are our strength.
Yeah, that's good.
You can continue, Paulji. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. You want me to take up questions or I can continue?
Continue. You can continue. You can finish off, and we have time for question and answers.
Right. Okay. And
sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes.
I have a question. Actually, you mentioned something like champion embrace and relate their achievements. So actually, I was not able to understand that. Can you please elaborate it a little bit?
Yeah, champions embrace relativity. Relativity, you know, the relativity theory, it's all about how you relate with others. And you need to relate everything, what's happening around you, with open mindedness. You need to open your mind and relate with everything so that you will have a better understanding and you will be able to understand your blocks and barriers, and you need to be in alignment with others also. So when you are able to relate with each and every aspect what's happening around you, you will become more powerful. And you might have heard of attention to detail. There is one life skill now. It is a very important skill to give attention to detail. So this is those who are able to relate, they are capable of giving attention to detail, every aspect, minute details. That is relativity. Yes? I can take up questions. I am done with the secrets. I can share something on personality. Somebody was asking about personality is much connected with your attitude, your behavior, your aptitude, your intelligence, your skills, your qualities. All these aspects together forms your personality. And fixed personality is a myth. Personality can be redefined at any point of time in your life. And a lot of aspects, a lot of methods are there to redefine your personality, strengthen your personality. And personality, as you know, it's no way connected with appearance. And when you redefine your personality to fit into your passion and profession, and you are passionate with your profession, you will become successful. Yes.
Paul, just a second. I'll just announce because they just unmute themselves and do it. Please
Yes,
raise your hand. You will because we can queue the question and post it to Mr. Paul. Otherwise, it will be a confusion. Please cooperate with us. That will be nice. Thank you.
Yes. One question is all about emotional motivators, and emotional champions are driven by emotional motivators. Motivators here is the aspects which motivates you are motivators here. So when you are emotionally driven, when your motivators are based on emotions, it will become very powerful. And when you're emotionally driven, your self-esteem level will go very higher. Your understanding will be better. you will be self-aware, and you will be empathetic, you will be a vibrant leader, and you will become a dynamic personality. And you need to go with emotional motivators, not other motivational aspects. Many aspects are there, external motivational aspects. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Chandra. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we have Bhuvana with her question. Bhuvana,
Yes,
can
please.
you go ahead with your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, on a great state of mind, will you please explain?
Yeah, great state of mind is, see, whether for communication or for taking decisions or solving problems, the state of mind is very, very important. If you don't have any clarity in your mind, you can't communicate very well. You can't take decision. You can't solve problems. So it is very important. You need to have clarity in your mind. And gray state is all about when you are in double mind. Black, you should be in black, or you should be in white. When you are in gray, confused state, you can't take decision. You won't have clarity.
Okay.
You can't deliver your best. That is the aspect.
Okay. Sir, under rooted, you should be grounded. I know your roots, and I don't follow.
Yeah. Yes. Grounded means you need to know where you are, originated from. You need to be rooted. You need to be grounded. You need to be grateful and thankful. That's very important. From where you came is very important, right?
Okay.
So that's why even in inner child aspects, inner child healing aspects, we just go back to our childhood and we try to fix up and we heal ourselves. No. So that is a process. When you go back, travel back, when you go to your roots, it is a wonderful healing process happens, and it will actually energize you. So it is very important. You need to be rooted and grounded. That is also very important for gratitude also.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. What is the next question?
Next question is Shruti.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Happy to see you in this series.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, sir, I have a question. You said about open-mindedness.
Yes.
I have two questions in that. If you mean that open-mindedness is learning from others, or you meant that we are ready to learn everything from ourselves.
Open-mindedness is all about listening, learning, upgrading, updating. Everything comes under open-mindedness. You need to be open-minded to everything. So that is the point. You should not, filter yourself. You should not have your own, perception, and you should not have your own perceptive. Many times your psychological blocks and barriers, you have a lot of blocks and barriers. If you have those type of psychological blocks, you will be closed mind. You will not be open to change. You will not be open to anything. Your mind will not be open. So that is the aspect. That is the point I wanted to share.
Then if I am open-minded, then I will be easily commenting on others. Is it right as a successful person to comment on others' aspects or not?
Commenting on others is entirely different from being open-minded. Open-minded people are very good listeners. Open-minded people are very good observers. Open-minded people are very good learners.
Okay.
And open-minded people have a very positive internal dialogue system. And here, just be an observer, receive with open mind, not sending with open-mindedness. That is, openly sharing is different from being open-minded. I think you got it. Yes.
Then unlearning is also a part of success. Am I right, sir?
Exactly, you're right. Somebody was asking about unlearning. Unlearning is all about, we in training aspect, we say reprogramming. Unlearning is you are going to unlearn what you have learned, right? And relearn something new.
Okay.
Right. So here, unlearning happens only when you are in a particular state of mind. We call it as theta state of mind. You can note it down. Somebody was asking about meditative state. Yes. Theta state. This theta state is the right state for you to unlearn. If you want to unlearn negative things, negative programs, negative suggestions, negative experiences, it is possible. But you need to know to go to that particular state. When you are in theta state of mind, your brain pulse is different. You will be unlearning things very easily and permanently. Yes.
Next, we have question from Anjana. Thank you, Shruti. Next, we have question from Anjana Pushparaj.
Yes.
Anjana? Yes. Can you be louder, Anjana?
And somebody was asking, what is my secret of success? My secret is I'm mentally very, very, very tougher. That is my secret.
I think we are not able to hear Anjana. Next, we have a question like many were asking about metacognition. Can you enlighten about metacognition?
Metacognition is a kind of a state of reasoning and understanding and thinking pattern. Metacognition is a particular mode of thinking pattern where you will be able to understand, analyze with all your logics, and you will be able to reason it. That is called metacognition.
And
Sherlyn was asking somebody question. What is that, Sherlyn? She's asking. In my phone, the question is not coming fully. Yes. Yes, Tony.
Successful people will work differently, and you also said they would be ferociously cooperative.
Yes, yes.
So,
hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Tony.
Actually, I was listening to all the parts that you were sharing. So one thing which came to my mind was, yes, you have all the aspects in life, and what I felt personally is one important factor that I always believe is discipline. So how do you think discipline plays a role in managing all the things? Because to stay concentrated, to stay focused, to stay motivated, to do different things, you need a discipline. So how do you think discipline plays a role in success?
Exactly. Actually, disciplined mind. Here you missed one term. Disciplined mind matters more than the disciplined body. And when disciplined mind is there, your focus will be higher, your concentration will be more, and you will be a very good decision maker, and you will be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. You will be mentally tougher. Everything comes under. And you're right. So disciplined mind, it is one successful factor, one success secret. That is really very good, and it will be very helpful for you. And disciplined mind here, you mean self-discipline also. If you're able to have complete control over yourself, it is really very good. That is one secret, and that is a common aspect. Everybody should be having self-control, and everyone should be self-disciplined. I am sharing some world-class secrets apart from this smart work, apart from this good communication skills, leadership skills. These are all some skills you are in need of to be successful. But if you want to be extraordinarily successful, you need to take care of all other aspects. These are, we call it as recipes. Thank you, Tony. Nice.
I have one question combined with this to just finish off. And we spoke a lot about focus and being so much focused. And today we are in a situation of quarantine where we have to be adaptable, we have to be flexible, we have to be open. So there's open-mindedness, flexibility, adaptability, survival of the fittest, all those aspects. And to be so narrowly focused, how do we balance this narrowly being focused and adaptability, flexibility?
Now, actually, this focus is all about success in life. Lockdown, you need to be stress-free. For that sort of a focus will not fit in for this lockdown. Here, you need to balance yourself very well during this lockdown. You need to be stress-free. You need to be relaxed in a state of mind, and you need to have outlets. You need to have pastime. You need to, be happy. Your happiness quotient should be very higher. These are all the requirements during this lockdown. But what I have shared is, in a long span of time, you need some traits, some aspects. You need to have some qualities which will make you super successful, right? So lockdown aspect, this focus, now you can have this focus, but this focus is no good for lockdown. This will make you more stressful. So you can be this focus on particular, for example, when you want to do something, you want to listen music, have this sort of a focus and listen music. If you want to paint, have this sort of a focus. But if you are having this sort of a concentration and focus for hours together, it will definitely be energy draining for you. So for lockdown, I can say you need to be emotionally intelligent. You need to manage your anger, fear, and anxiety. You need to be a good stress manager. You need to manage yourself very well and have positive suggestions. Those are the aspects for lockdown. Those are the secret recipes for lockdown.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Tony.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Stony. Thank you, Paulji. Next, we have a question from Srinidhi Ganeshan. Srinidhi?
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Beautiful presentation. It's really thoughtful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have this question where there's this saying called, when you have to be successful, you have to sacrifice everything. I mean, on a majority, you have to sacrifice. So what's your thought on it? Like sacrifice, like responsibilities also, like friendships also, like sacrifice.
No, definitely not. That is a very wrong idea. And sacrifice is a general term. You just find time. Okay, you try to read some good books on world-class achievers. You will be really stimulated. It will be very stimulating. They thoroughly enjoy the life. They have good friends. They're very sociable. They have a lot of pastime. They manage their time very well. You need not sacrifice anything, your life aspects. Okay, you need to be, then only you will have a feel of completion, a feel of satisfaction. So it is very important. Sacrificing something and achieving greatness is not real achievement. You need to be comfortable in achieving things. You need to be at ease. You need to enjoy. You need to be at comfort. You need to be peaceful. You should be harmony and achieve greater things. That is very important. So sacrificing friendship is not a good idea. Okay. Sacrificing your happiness is not a good idea. Some people, they sacrifice their life to become successful.
Yeah, that is so true, sir. So on a majority, they say that I have given up my whole life to be, achieving in this particular spot. Like they even don't take care of their responsibilities. They just don't socialize, and they have full dedication over something. So is that or not?
That is a very wrong idea.
Yeah.
And they might have got this type of negative exposure from bad models. But just money is not just success. Only popularity is not success, right? So fame is not success. Success is a combo, and it depends also. You can't define success, right? So it is very important. World-class achievement in one particular field. I am talking about these I've shared some insights on achievements of great ones. Success, extraordinarily successful people. Like that, I am sharing some insights. So they don't sacrifice. They live life. They are very passionate, and they are able to balance their life very well. They don't sacrifice.
Yeah, sure.
And they may compromise, but they don't sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
We have a queue of questions, Paulji. The next question will be from Mr. Ravi.
Yes.
Then from Rama ma'am. Then BK Parthi sir. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Ravi sir, please go ahead with your question.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Your lecture, successful lecture is very successful.
Okay.
Your second, in successful thinking, you are told second line, no? You want to think world class thing, but our sight is very narrow. குதிரைக்கு கடிவாளம் கட்டின மாதிரி இருக்கணும்ங்கறீங்க, பட் திங்கிங் வந்து வேர்ல்ட் கிளாஸா இருக்கணும்ங்கறீங்க. ஹவ் சார்?
அதாவது திங்கிங்ன்றது வேற, ஃபோக்கஸ்ன்றது வேற சார்.
ஆமா.
This is focus, okay?
அதான்.
This is focus. It doesn't mean that you should close your mind. Your mind should be open, but your focus should be like this. For example, think about Leonardo da Vinci. Think about Beethoven. Okay, think
Okay.
about achievers in any field. They'll
Okay,
be
okay.
able to focus on one particular, aspect, and they will give their best with a lot of involvement and dedication and creativity. They come out with world-class output. So it may be any field, it may be anything. So you need
Okay.
to have this sort of a focus, but mind should be open.
Yes, yes.
Your focus should be like this. You should not get distracted. That is my point. You got it?
ஓகே ஓகே
Right.
ஓகே சார் ஓகே. அதனால தான் என்ன நீங்க பெருசா நினைக்க சொல்றீங்க, ஆனா பார்வை குறியா இருக்கிறங்க அந்த மீன்.
நோ 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 நோ, அப்படி இல்ல. உங்க பார்வை விசாலமா இருக்கணும்.
ஓகே,
ஆனால்
ரைட் சார்.
உங்களுடைய
ஓகே.
டிஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன் எதுவும் இருக்க கூடாதுன்னு. நோ
ஓ,
டிஸ்ட்ராக்ஷன்.
கவனக்குறைவு இருக்க கூடாது. கவனக்குறைவு இருக்க கூடாது.
கவனச்சிதறல், கவனக்குறைவு
சிதறல் இருக்க கூடாது. ஓகே, ரைட். ஓகே,
Right,
தேங்க் யூ சார்.
Thank you.
பட் வெரி யூஸ்.
Yes. Rama
And-
ma'am, please go ahead with your question.
So you were mentioning about how to embrace metacognition. Can you say that, sir? We got a break and it got discontinued.
Yeah. Metacognition is all about a thinking pattern. Okay.
How to,
Using, yeah.
yes, sir, but
Cognition,
how to embrace metacognition?
Yeah, you need to operate with a different state. You need to operate with a different state, and you need to use your cognitive area of your brain. And metacognition is you are going to relate and going for another level of your cognition. It is not just analyzing. It is not just understanding. Metacognition is a deeper understanding with related aspects also. That is called metacognition. And cognition is all about, the reasoning and understanding and thinking. Metacognition is better thinking with some other related aspects. Right? Better thinking, better results. Better thinking, better results. Yes.
Next, we have VK Patil with his question. Sir, can you
Yes.
go ahead? Okay. Okay. We have a few questions in the chat. I'll go one by one. Bhavika asked for there are any practices that will be helpful for self-motivation.
Yes. Self-motivation, lot of techniques are there. First thing is, to become self-motivated, they need to first heal their inner child. That is very, very, very important. If their inner child is unhealthy, their motivation level will not go higher. So motivation, self-motivation and self-esteem, self-worth, self-acceptance and self-confidence are all interrelated. So if she wants to have higher level of confidence, first step is she has to completely heal herself. Second thing is she has to unlearn a lot of aspects. Third thing is she needs to know how to reprogram her mind, and she needs to have positive suggestions. And the secret for her today is, the recipe is, let her today check out her inner dialogue pattern. That is very important. If she having negative dialogue pattern, negative suggestions are going on in her mind, definitely her confidence level will not rise. So if she wants to rise her confidence level, she wants to have supreme confidence, she has to work on her inner dialogue pattern, inner communication. That's very important.
Thank you. Another question is from Dr. Chandra. If success becomes an addiction, how can one face the failure? Can you please suggest?
Yeah. Failure is not just opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Success is nothing but going with confidence from failure to failure to failure to failure. So many people are just, thinking that failure is opposite of success. You have to fail in a better, stylish way. You have to fail with confidence. Failing is learning. And you have to fail, learn something, take a next step, fail, learn something, take a next step, fail, learn something, take a next step. So failing is a process of success. You can't take it separately. Failure is a process and part of success. So don't take failure as an opposite. So you need to take failure in a positive frame, and you need to have a better understanding that we are in the process of success, and taking risk and failing is nothing but learning. And failing is nothing but understanding. the way. Failing is nothing but getting the right track, get into the right track, get into the right path. So failure is part of success. It is not opposite of success. So you need to take it in a very positive frame of mind.
Next, we have a question from Satya. Gray matter helps in decision making, but you said it's a confused state. Can you explain this?
Yes, gray matter in the brain anatomy, gray matter is different. I am here telling it, gray thinking, gray area in the brain is different. I am telling here is a gray thinking pattern, black or white, no gray. So here it is not about the anatomy and the part of the brain, the gray area. I'm trying to relate with the thinking pattern, confused thinking pattern.
Next, we have a question from Ashima. Can you please give some examples of emotional motivators?
Yes, emotional motivators. The first step is you need to have a very higher level of happiness quotient, and you can use your suppressed emotions as motivators. You can use your anger as motivator. You can use your feelings and emotions, everything as motivation. So here, it should fit in for your design. For some people, hurt. They used to say, in my childhood, I was hurt and I was hurt by my relatives. So I take it as a vengeance. I achieve like that. That is not the right way. So here, the emotional motivator worked on. It is not about achievements we used to see in movies. That is not like that. So emotional motivation here is all about using your emotions and feelings to motivate yourself. Here, positive emotions and negative emotions are there. Whether it is negative or positive, if an emotion or feeling helps you to raise your motivation or confidence level, it is helpful for you in one way or another way. And the second thing is, they need to know the difference between emotion and feeling. Many psychologists, when I go and run workshops, I'll ask, what is the difference between emotion and feeling? Many teachers, they don't know. Emotion is nothing but a strong feeling. If a feeling becomes stronger, it becomes an emotion. And when the emotion becomes stronger, it becomes motivation. Yes.
We have a question from Chidambaram Nathan. How to overcome politics in our profession?
Oh, politics. Very good question. These sort of questions I raised normally in my teacher training workshops. Politics is everywhere. The thing is, I can tell Chidambaram Nathan, I think this name is very familiar to me. I think he's a good friend of mine. Okay, so I'll tell a secret for him. Very simple. Detach yourself emotionally from politics. Just start loving yourself. Enjoy what you do, love what you do, and raise your self-esteem. Be very passionate and thoroughly enjoy your profession with a lot of passion. And passionate people, they don't, indulge or they don't involve themselves in this type of politics in the workplace. But you can't avoid and you can't help them also. It is better you detach yourself emotionally from politics. You just focus and aspire and think bigger, dream bigger, update yourself, read a lot of books, and be very sociable, energize people around you, but don't get your energy drained with those type of politics and criticism or backbiting or like that. Yes.
Yes, that's in continuation with that question. Michelle has asked, explain about managing criticism.
Yes, managing criticism is very, very important, vital life skill nowadays, because criticism is everywhere in family, friends, and in workplace, everything. So managing criticism is, first thing, you try to first listen to the criticism and carry smile. Just take that criticism with your mind. Don't react. Be very proactive. Go back home, analyze yourself, then laugh out louder. So, simple secret is very simple. When some people are criticizing you, smile at them, carry that criticism with you, go back home and laugh out louder. That's my secret.
Sometimes when we laugh in front of them, that will kill that person.
That is.
That's what I believe in.
But you can't laugh in the workplace when you are criticized. You can't laugh louder.
Maybe
Go back home and louder.
My
Laugh
secret
louder.
of success.
So I've learned a secret from you today. Thank you for the
Yes.
secret.
Another question from Mala Saluja. What's the difference between emotion and logic?
Yeah. Logics is being very practical, and emotions is all about your feelings, your empathy, and all these aspects, So logics is all about reasoning mind, and your right brain is your creative brain, right? Emotional brain, and your left brain is all about your thinking brain. So these are the two basic difference. And sometimes you need to be logical, sometimes you need to be emotional, and many a times you need to be a whole brain person. You need to be logical and you need to be emotional. Both brains need to work together to achieve great things in life. That we call it as whole brain personalities. Yes.
And we have a question from our own Krishnan sir. Sir, please go ahead with your question.
Paul, just wanted to check. One
Yes,
thing
sir.
you said, that don't compete.
Yes.
So you said that. So don't compete with others, but you have to compete with yourself so that you can
Yes.
improve.
Right, sir. Right, sir. And
yeah.
And I told another thing also. Don't compete. Start creating.
Start creating.
So creating. Yeah. You need to be a creator.
Creative.
We need to be creators.
Yeah.
We should not compete with others. Let's
Absolutely.
create. When you become a creator, you won't have competitors, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you for this insight. Now I can understand when you just raised this idea. I got it. Very simple. When you are creative, you won't have competitors. There is no need to compete. You are a creator. You are an original thinker. No competition for you. So world-class people, they create, they don't compete.
And another thing I just wanted to add here that they share the knowledge. That is very, very important. Whatever resource they have, they share it, without any hesitation.
Right.
So that is one point I just wanted to add. And you were talking about this, healing the inner child.
Yes, sir.
Can you give a small brief and also, where it is done here?
Yes. Inner child, you can watch my Paul, you can Google Paul Sushil, okay? Because I shared a lot of aspects on inner child in satellite channels. And but most of those interviews and sharing will be in Tamil. But inner child is nothing but the child inside you, the child's self, right? And inner child is nothing but the reflection of your childhood experiences, particularly age from 3 to 9 years. 9 years. And if you had negative experiences and you are carrying it from the childhood, there is chances your inner child will be unhealthy. So if your inner child is unhealthy, you can't become a strong personality. Your inner child is nothing but the reflection of your personality. And your inner child sometimes rules you. It decides your behavioral pattern. It decides your attitude. It decides your perception. It actually commands you sometimes. So it is very important. If you have a healthy inner child, you will become a strong personality. And all these aspects, what I shared, all these aspects are possible if your inner child is healthy. So the first aspect is strengthening your personality. In this process, healthy inner child also matters more. And inner child, a lot of world-class experts now are coming down from abroad, and a lot of sessions are going, inner child sessions, healing sessions are going in Anugraha. You might have heard of Anugraha Institute. They are world-class people.
I'm from there.
Yeah,
Well,
very good.
Paulji, I think we are running out of the time. Now we know the secret of your success. The way you are presented is world class. As you say,
Thank you,
it is
Dr. Veena.
world class. I request Suresh Kumar sir to kindly give the vote of thanks.
And before that, I want to thank all the credit goes to Dr. Suresh and you, Dr. Veena. Thank you very much. I thoroughly enjoyed the session. It's very interactive. I thoroughly enjoyed. It's a memorable session, and you made my lockdown. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
Sir Suresh sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Veena, thank you. Sir, it is an amazing session. I, as of now, for the